Konnichiwa and welcome everybody to Kron Reviews and another Kantai Collection Figma review. And this time it's Kashima from Kantai Collection, and she is a light cruiser. No, she's a training cruiser as specified. I'm not exactly sure what that means. Maybe a cruiser that the crew can train on. I'm not sure. In any case, the box is the same layout as other Kantai Collection Figma. It's one color at the top and black at the bottom, and this time it's dark blue, and there is the license sticker, and there's a pretty big window for you to see the contents, and it's the wide type of Figma box because you have gear and cannons and stuff. So on the side there is a picture of the character, and on the back there are different poses you can make, and there is also on the side and on the top and bottom pretty much Figma standard. Okay, here we have Kashima in Figma form, and I'm going to straight to the point with articulation. The arms are ball jointed, and there are elbow joints and ball jointed hands. And the head, it is ball jointed as well. And the twin tails are also ball jointed. A little bit limited, but ball jointed nonetheless. So they can swivel and go a little bit depending if you want to pose her. And the torso joint are under the breasts on this one. But it works really nicely. There's also swiveling hip joint, and there are a slightly soft skirt. It's not super soft, so it's quite hard actually, but it still go up with separating here, so it still go up pretty far if you want to. And there are knee joints, the legs are ball jointed, and the feet are also ball jointed. The paint job, it seemed to be pretty flawless if you ask me. There are no visible overflowing in paint like some older Figmas can have. I think that's an improvement recently. There are less mistakes on the Figmas and everything is a lot more smooth. And you can see the facial expression is very Kashima as well. You can remove the hat if you want to. It's a peg, so it's go on and off very easily. And overall the detail is very nice and clean. And accessories. There are, first off, as usual, pointing out the Figma bag that you can't go without because it's wonderful to store the accessories in. And there are this extra peg for hands that seem to be standard now. And there is the Figma base. This is standard routine, so I'm not going into much detail about it, except that this is still new standard seams. This part was usually only for long hair characters in the past. And here is two different faces. One a little bit more happy face and one more embarrassed face. There is a set of hands for saluting, left-handed and right-handed, and for attack, and for holding the binoculars that I'm also going into here is the binoculars. They're similar to the ones Yukikasa have, but they do not have a strap. And there's also this part of gear, which I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's not a cannon. It's more like a handbag thing, but I'm not sure what type of gear it is. Or wait, there's windows there. It looks like it should be her command bridge actually. So I think this is her command bridge. But this gear, however, I'm not sure what it is, if some communication telecom thing, or I'm not exactly sure. It's probably based on something that the real ships had, but I'm not exactly sure because I'm not that much knowledgeable in the real ships, only basically. And then finally here is her rig, which, as you know, I pointed out on earlier that cannons are not poseable at the barrels, but this one can both swivel like this, go like this, and the barrels are also poseable. So here we have it. The bigger cannon, the ships with bigger cannons seem to have articulation. Also, this part can swivel here too, because you can take it apart like this, but I'm not sure if that meant for logical posing. I think this is the thing to do. And it's the same on this side, and this part that goes on her back can be posed as well. You can swivel like this, and you can pose it upwards and downwards like this, so you can angle the whole rig. And the details are smooth and clean. Alright, here we have Figma Kashima posed up. And I must say, this figure was a joy to pose. It was even more so than Fubuki. Maybe the skirt being less soft was a little bit limiting, but other than that, the cannons being fully poseable was really making up for it. So I gave her this pose with a salute because that's pretty iconic for Kashima. And Kashima, despite not being in anime, is one of my favorite ships because not only because she reminds me of Ranko Kansaki, that is one of my favorite characters, and I really like that type of hair design, but Kashima looks good. She's a stylish character. She's cute and stylish and a little bit hot as well, and I really enjoy her design. There are those frills here that makes it look slightly Lolita, yet she is very navy looking and very clearly a ship. So she's a cruiser, as I pointed out earlier. So I got cruiser, destroyers and aircraft carrier by now, so I need to get some battleship. And I really hope those have those ace poseable cannons as well, because I can't say it too many times, but Kantai collection is great for Figma because of the riggings and cannons. It opens up so much possibilities. And the paint job on Figmas have gotten a lot better over the years. Continuing the improvements constantly, I'm very curious to see in a few years how much further Figma can evolve. They might not have the highlights and everything that the scale figures have, but they do have smoothness now that they didn't have before. There are a lot less mistakes. I can barely find any these days. And they continue to be very accurate with the faces and everything, so they are way ahead of Revoltech, and they are a lot better than they were in the start. They've learned how to make the joints easier and all that. So look forward to more figures. And until next time, I hope you take care, and sayonara.